Good morning. Welcome to our E3 Weekly Market Report. It is the 14th of January. The exports have just come out. We're going to go over those right now. Let's start with cotton. Cotton number was higher than we've seen recently, 171,000 running bales. That's up noticeably from the previous week and 68% above the 4-week average. Vietnam took 74,000. Turkey took 30,900. Indonesia took 15,500. Just before this report came out, the cotton market was down 14. Right now, the cotton market is down 4. So it has firmed up some. Let's see what else we've got. No, that's really it for the cotton. Looking at soybeans next, soybean sales of 1,127,400, and that's up 77% from the previous week and up 13% over the 4-week average. China took 775,300. The Netherlands took 227,100. Egypt took 66,000. And looking for anything else that might stand out, unknown destinations had cancellations of 292,000. And that's it. Let's look at where we were. Beans were down 1 1.25 pennies just before this report came out, and right now the bean market is down 1/2, so a slight firming up there. Corn. Let's look at corn. Net sales of 669,200. That's up noticeably from the previous week and up 14% over the 4-week average. Japan took 310,200. Mexico took 145,500. Colombia took 119,000 metric tons. Looking for any other news here. The corn market was down 2 1/4 just before this number came out, and right now the corn market's down about 1 3/4 pennies, so not a lot of change, a slight firming up. Let's now look at wheat. The wheat number was 274,700. That was up noticeably from the previous week, but down 3% from the 4-week average. Philippines took 158,900 metric tons. Italy took 30,100 metric tons, and Ecuador took 27,500 metric tons. Looking at wheat, wheat was down 4 3/4 just before this number, and right now wheat is down 6. So it did not react in a positive way to the report. Let's just talk a little bit about the USDA crop report that came out a couple of days ago. The corn number, if you look at the U.S. numbers that came out, of course it was the production report, it was also supply and demand, and it was quarterly grain stocks. But the U.S. numbers were considered neutral to slightly bearish, but the world numbers were considered bullish, and the market did react in a very positive way, primarily because our prices had, in the week previous to this report, had been selling off, had gotten to very low levels. So the market reacted in a bullish way, and I think corn also reacted to the numbers that came out in soybeans. The U.S. numbers were bullish, the world numbers were bullish, and it had a very positive reaction that influenced not just corn but also wheat. The wheat numbers in the U.S. and in the world were both considered bearish, and yet the wheat market managed to rally because it had been at oversold conditions. All these, corn, beans, and wheat, had been trending lower at the previous week because of news out of China being negative, showing slower growth, and that seemed to wash over all commodities and stock markets. So the cotton number, the U.S. number was considered neutral. The world numbers were considered a little bullish, and the market did react in a bullish way. The USDA cut production as expected, but the decline in world ending stocks drew considerable attention in cotton. So let's talk now about, well, what do people think we could do now? What's the forecast? I've looked at some of the analyst comments. And here's sort of a highlight of that. Look at soybeans. Old crop soybeans, the feeling is we could get as high as $9 to $9.20, and we could get as low as $8.50 in old crop. That's the range people are anticipating. New crop soybeans could rally and get as high as $9.20 and as low as $8.60. Looking at corn, old crop corn, and let me tell you where we are in old crop. We're at 356.5. Old crop projections could be as high as $3.90, but as low as $3.50. New crop projections for corn could reach as high as $4. Right now, new crop is trading at $3.81, but new crop could get as high as $4, but it also could test the $3.70 level. The wheat market in July right now is trading at $4.84. Some of the projections for July or new crop wheat would be, for Chicago wheat would be a high of $5.20, a low of $4.60 is possible. Cotton, what are the projections there? Well, the projections are for getting as high as 65, maybe 66 in the old crop is possible, staying within the trading range we've been in, and maybe testing the 61-cent level. That's the range in old crop. New crop's a little different. They are looking for a possibility between now and spring, seeing 66 to 67, but maybe in the latter part or the second half of the year, we could get us up above 70. We could touch 70 to 72. I've heard some analysts talk about 74. Probably won't stay there long if it does happen. The lows in new crop as low as 62. That's it. Quickly we'll look again at where these markets are since the exports have come out. Before the number came out, a minute before, cotton was down 14. Right now, cotton is down 8. Just before this export report, soybeans were down a penny and a quarter. Right now, soybeans are down a half. Just before the report this morning, we had corn down 2 1/4. Right now, corn is down 1 1/4. And the wheat market just before the report was down 4 3/4. And right now, wheat's down 5. So that's it for today for the E3 Weekly Market Report. We hope you have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.